for him. Oh, looks like he's got a balloon stuck on his teeth. Do we have any volunteers that want to go grab that for us? Preferably one with small hands. You really got to get in there. All right, so Tony's got a piece of meat on a pole there. We're going to see what he's got in store for us. And we're thinking about it. Oh, but that piece of that toy is super distracting. Yeah, you're really whipping out, Tony. Don't get that. Alright, guys. Gabriel, don't worry. He'll work that off with his teeth there. After a little bit, sometimes that does happen. But it's usually not an issue for the rest of the show. He'll work it off. Yeah. Gabriel. So this is Gabriel. He actually just recently turned 10 years old, about a couple of weeks ago. So 10 years old now. So
they're not on that piece of meat.
Are we really letting the intern do this? But Gabriel just turned 10 years old. Now, if he was a wild tiger, that wild tiger is actually going to live to be about 8 to 10 years old out in the wild. General rule of thumb for the big cats, 8 to 10 or so. But under human care, we actually just about double that wild lifespan to the late teens, early 20s. That's fear. Yeah. That's what we call it fear. Alright, we're going to the pool. And a belly flop. Now, for Gabriel, we have to cater these shows specifically to each individual tiger. There's 12 tigers here at the park. They all are actually able to come on down to the Tiger Splash Arena, and we have to make sure that these toys are made specifically for each one. They have their own set of toys, they have their own preferences, their own unique personalities when it comes to what toys we bring in. So you're going to be seeing some meat on poles and volunteers.
This is actually a poacher.
A poacher?
Yes! A poacher!
Wait a second, are those Tony's pants?
Those are my pants!
What type of pants are those? Mediums?
Yes,
They don't even they make mediums?
yeah, you gotta put it off the lid.
Okay. And so, right now, Gabriel, he's just enjoying the pool right now. He went through something called seasonal change. So, he's going to be a lot more cooled down. He should be a lot more excited for the toys that come on out for him, like the poacher. Alright, we'll see what Gabriel thinks about poachers. There we go. We're very excited, but put on the brakes. We're still thinking about it. There we go.
Yeah.
Alright, now don't worry. He's just making sure that poacher just doesn't drown. And he's going to take care of him over there. Good job, Gabriel. But like I was saying, these shows are catered specifically to the cats. Now, everything that you're seeing in here that we're doing, there's no training for the tiger involved. There's a lot of training for everybody that's in here, about 2 years worth of training. But for him, all we're doing is trigger different instincts. So hunting and playing are pretty much two sides of the same coin.
What is that?
Tiger.
The map?
And so,
It'll blow away.
learn and hone in their hunting skills by playing when they're very, very young.
They're trying to trick him with the meat.
We're going to see if we can get that toy back from Gabriel with some meat on pole. And he said, no, this is totally my poacher now. And so this is kind of one of the trickier things about Gabriel. So he likes a lot of different toys, but he does have a tendency like, okay, well, I worked really hard for this. I ran around the pool, jumped in the pool. Now I kind of just want to have it for a little while. And that's totally fine. The show is completely on his terms, trust me. Like you're seeing, there is no training involved for Gabriel. And so what Vin is doing over there
Yeah, he's chewing
is
on
just
it.
kind of basic tiger economics. So rule number 1 of tiger economics, don't steal from a tiger. It's going to not go your way. And so he's using that meat pole over there, just a piece of beef on the end of that, to hopefully convince Gabriel, like, hey, this is going to be more exciting, more fun. I've got a snack for you right here. You don't need that, all that clothing over there. And so far, Gabriel's like, no.
Yeah, he'll let you now.
Now, Gabriel actually lives at the park with his brother, Journey. They live on the No, kids, look away.
Hey, that's what he deserves.
Look away. This is a kid's show, Brittany.
He likes the pants.
And so, like I was saying, that what tiger gene just a recessive trait. As long as both parents are carriers for that gene, it can be expressed in the cubs. And yes, orange tigers can be born with white tigers, brothers and sisters. It does happen from time to time. Now, Gabriel and his brother Journey are actually rescued. So when I say that word rescue, there's kind of two different scenarios that could have happened. So one, at one point,
There you go. Almost got him.
like all of our black bears and all of our mountain lions are actually wild rescued through Arizona Game and Fish. We've been them since about 1986. And they see us as a really good forever home for any sort of group animals out in the wild, things like that. Now, Gabriel and Journey, they were in somebody's hands that probably should not have had them. Somebody was trying to keep him and his brother as a pet. They were actually a famous news story not too long ago, about 10 years ago now. They kept in Gilbert, Arizona. And so, obviously, as you can see, just imagine that's what for him, right? So, he's got to don't make good pets. And so Gabriel and Journey, they were a confiscation between Arizona Game and Fish. Of course, the police were involved, and then we ended up receiving them as their forever home. Okay, yeah. Can you make that louder? We gotta make sure that he can hear it. Now, this is one of my personal favorite toys that we get to use with the tiger. Alex, what are you complaining about?
He's way over there.
Back up, Ricky.
Ow! Did I hit you?
Problem.
Ow! I thought you were saying wow. No, she was saying wow. My voice is not that high.
Anyway, one of my personal favorite toys. It's for instance, in case you can't tell. Now, if you look closely at that ribbon toy, that's basically just a big blown-up version of the same little toy you have for your house cat at home.
I'm focusing on the
Except
tiger
for
right now.
size. It took us 10 years. 10 years to figure that toy out. In case you can't tell by what you're seeing here or what you're seeing there, we're not the smartest zookeepers you're ever going to be, okay? And so a lot of people do ask, like, hey guys, like, this looks really awesome. We get to go play with our tigers. We get to
He's
go
still
hunt.
playing with that toy.
And so some people ask us, how do you get a job here? And so you were interested in being hired on in the carnivores department. Here's what you can do. You go down to the gift shop and pick up an application. That application is going to come with a series of IQ tests. And if you pass a single one of them, you're not hired, okay? Like Alex thought he thought there was a T in his name. We hired him right on the spot. The silent T. I don't think so. Alexander. But anyway, while we're still working on getting that toy back from Gabriel, sometimes, like I said, there's no training involved, alright? So he's just doing what he
I know.
hang out with Tony's pants. Tony, do you ever wash those? Is that why he's hanging on to it? And so what can happen, and kind of what the keepers are communicating to each other over there, so what can happen sometimes is if there's a toy that they really, really like. So right now he's not quite
No,
doing it.
nothing to worry about. He's a man-eater.
But as you get more and more people, get closer, Brittany. Just pull it away. So what you're seeing, so you kind of saw all the keepers kind of spread out a little bit. So what can happen with a toy like this that he really likes is something that we like to call possession. And so that basically just means that he's possessing that toy. That's his toy. He doesn't want anybody else to have it. And so,
Yeah.
by spreading out, but by having all the keepers kind of spread away there, he doesn't feel like people are really trying to take that toy right now. And so we're slowly convincing him. But he's very good at hanging on to stuff. All right.
Whoa. Whoa.
What are you doing, Ben? What is your plan?
We got it.
Oh, we got a new toy.
Got a new toy.
All right, so we worked for about 10 minutes to work that one toy away from Gabriel. And now he's got another one, so we'll see how this one goes. And another thing that can happen is as the tigers expend more and more energy throughout the show, what we tend to see is they'll start to hang on to toys a little bit more. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. But luckily, Tony's been at the park for about 10 years now. He's seen a lot in the arena. Back when he first started, it was called Saber-Tooth Tiger Splash. Yeah, he's old.
Yeah, come on, get this. There he goes.
Alright, now we're gonna... Alright, well now I have no idea what's going on.
Oh no.
Bernie's just making something happen. Okay.
Okay, what's going on?
There we go. Some things aren't exactly going to plan with the carnivore keeper. His voices get more and more high pitched. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Everything's working out.
He lays that toy in the pool.
Yeah.
Now,
We're gonna let him rest. He looks tired.
yeah, he does look pretty tired, Tony. Really? Yeah. Now, while we're letting Gabriel rest, I'll let you know how tigers are currently doing out in the wild. So, when I first started working here at the park about 5 years ago, there was only about 3,900 tigers left in the wild. And so, to give you kind of perspective on how low of a number that actually is, they have a huge geographic range. They're, of course, in India, that's going to be the Bengal tiger. They get into Southeast Asia, to Sumatra, and then, of course, northward, north of China. So they have a huge geographic range over in Asia. And so, in that geographic range, only about 3,900 tigers left. And again, if you remember from the show, just in this state alone, we had 3,000 outline. So, the state of Arizona could sustain that population of tigers. Now, I'm very happy to say that that number has actually increased over the past few years. So we went from 3,900 to about 5,000 tigers now in the wild. So the number is slowly increasing. It's definitely not where we want it to be, but showing good signs that the population is increasing. Now, I'll tell you, the ones that are actually doing the best right now, about half to two-thirds of that number, at 5,000, is actually just Bengal tigers. So India is actually doing a phenomenal job when it comes to managing their national parks and helping conserve these guys so they'll be around for future generations. Now, other cool things about tigers, of course, so we don't like to talk about the teeth a whole lot because, of course, we're in here right now. So all of our cats, they have all 30 of their teeth, all 18 of their claws, and they do know how to use them, right, Tony? Yeah. Yeah, and the big ones, so the ones that, you know, he got the piece of the toy stuck on, those canines, that's going to be what they're most well known for, right? So the tiger canines are the biggest of the big cats, excuse me. And so those canines on a tiger can be about 3.5 inches long. So about that long, and that's just the part that you can see. And so that's going to be their hunting tool, of course. But because they're mammals,
And the eye, I'm back in the pool.
where of course they have their incisors in the front. Those are going to be for plucking fur, plucking feathers, right? And then of course we already talked about the canines, but their molars are something that we call carnassials, and those are pretty fun. So they're a little bit more, and they kind of act like scissors to basically shear meat right off the bone. Watch what's going on in there. Now also, because of these tigers here, the parts that we pretty folks. So every single tiger has a unique stripe pattern. It's just like their fingerprint. So a bunch of them, you can see, you can pick up on those little differences. Tigers.
They talking to Tiger or Tony?
What is even happening anymore? I swear, we're professionals. We're professionals. We've been doing this at least since yesterday. So now it looks like Tony's going to be working on a trick. But,
Trying to get to the finale.
oh, all right. Is this going to be it? What's even happening anymore? Oh, boy. Brittany, if you can hear me, are we doing some sort of finale or something, or are we just getting, okay. You focus on that guy. Okay.
There you go.